I believe each and every one of you is exactly where you deserve to be in life. So if you're not a millionaire and you're not happy with your life, guess what? You are where you deserve to be. And the reason I'm going to say that is as follows. It's impossible to exist somewhere where you're not comfortable. If I were to say, lay on these red hot stones, and you tried to do it, you'd get up and move because it hurts, it's not comfortable. You have to get out of that position. Yet, your life is in a shit position, but you don't move. You don't do anything about it. So if it was really, truly uncomfortable to you, you'd change something. But the fact you refuse to change something shows that you're pretty comfortable where you are. Now, of course, you can talk a good talk. All you motherfuckers will sit there and go, my life's not in order, I want to be rich, and I want to be in shape, and I want, and I'm gonna, and then you don't do anything, which shows that you know how to talk the talk, but you can't walk the walk. When I was broke, I couldn't sleep. I wanted money like I needed air. I am smart enough to know that money equals freedom, and I don't want to live controlled by a job. I don't want to live controlled by a government. I don't want to live controlled by nobody. I want to be free. I needed money, and I used to sit there literally my hand in my head, and people were like, what's wrong with you? I was like, I need money. I want money today. I would have been one of them cats that robbed a bank. I'm not gonna live broke, get rich, or die trying. I understand that completely. You motherfuckers are sitting there going, oh, well, yeah, I really want to be a millionaire. And then just go to sleep. I'm tired. You are not uncomfortable in your position. Same thing with physical fitness. You're a fat. Oh, yeah, I really need to lose weight. I know I'm going to lose weight. Why are you fat then? Getting fat does not happen quickly. It's a slow process. You didn't notice across a year. Every time you look in the mirror, your eyes were closed. You knew what was happening. And you were comfortable being fat. Because if you weren't comfortable, you would do something about it. Even if you're not happy, even if you're uncomfortable, you're not uncomfortable enough to change it. If you were genuinely unhappy about your position, you would not be coming to me for motivation. If you were genuinely pissed off about your situation, you would not need me to motivate you. And you would do something to change it yourself. But you don't, which says a lot. All you are exactly where you belong. I'm where I belong, the top of the mountain, because I refuse to stay anywhere else.
No matter how hard I scream down the side of the mountain, climb! It's great up here, you can make it! And you still just laid in bed at night after an average day of meager efforts. You went to bed broke and slept like a baby. You have no excuse to not make money. All you have to do is try. All you had to do was work these last few years. Could be a millionaire. You could prolong the life of your loved ones with medical care. You could save your mother from being coarsened in the labor market, and you still didn't try. I'm gonna go movies with my girlfriend. I'm gonna buy a beer. You wasted your f***ing time. You could have been a somebody. If you would have just done what you knew needed to be done, you would be sitting in a completely different situation right now. Your bloodline would be financially free for eternity. Instead, you will die insignificant and be forgotten by your own blood. Your dynasty leads to nowhere.
You meet somebody wealthy? Their family at one point was not wealthy. And then the one shows up. One person changes the family tree forever. In my family, I'm the one. I want to fight for my family. I want my mom and dad proud of me. I want to look in the mirror and be happy with the man I look back at. That he gave it everything. That he went for it.
You need to work. You need to dedicate yourself. You need to take these next few months seriously. You need to stop wasting your time and stop relying on me for temporary bursts of motivation so that you can focus on something for once in your life. Act or fail.
If you make a couple of these adjustments, man, you could change your life. You could change your family forever. It's not casual. It might be year 2, 3, 4 before you get your big win, but you could decide now, I'm going to walk, talk, and be a different person.
This needs to be the future you. It's now or never.
That is you. That is you. That no one can do it for you but you. It's possible. I can live my dream. It's me. I've got to make it happen. It's not over until I win.
Absolutely everything as a man is your responsibility. It's your responsibility to become your best and brightest version of yourself. And you're not going to do that simply by talking it into existence. You need to go out there and do things which are genuinely difficult, genuinely stressful, so you can become the man you want to be.
There are rough times are going to come, but they have not come to stay. They have come to pass. It's very important for you to believe that you are the one, that you can make your parents proud. You can touch millions of people's lives, and the world will never be the same again because you came this way. It was hard laying on the floor, looking out of the window, daydreaming, saying, Les, can you do this? And something said within me, you're the one, you're the one.
You ever say to yourself, man, there's gotta be more to my life than this? If you've ever said that, that's cause it is. If normal is getting on your nerves, then you got to change something. Cause that shit get on your nerves, man. Being mediocre was driving me crazy.
This is a huge, important period in your life when it comes to your success and your finances. If you're not going to try now, when are you going to try?
See how much you can do. Try it. See if you can raise a garden. See if you can start a business. See how much you can give away and still have plenty left. If I put these 2 poles up, put a bar across here 2 feet high, say to the kids, who can jump 2 feet? Someone says, well, I don't know. I say, well, how are we going to know? You just got to back up and take a run at it. Now, what if you knock the bar down? Does that mean you can't jump 2 feet? No. So then what do we say? Try it again. Keep trying. Keep trying.
And if you're going to wake up every day and lack the motivation to do what should be done and compete against people who will do it irregardless of how they feel, you're going to perpetually and forever lose. When you're asking someone for motivation, what you're effectively doing is saying, make me want to do it. No, you have to do it. Or you can stay a fucking loser. When I meet somebody who's whatever, 50 years old, and they have absolutely zero money, I don't think, oh, he's had it hard. I thought, you're just lazy.
Lazy people never get anywhere in life, doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter if it's tennis or money. If you're lazy, you're never going to get there.
I've never seen someone go, I spend all of my time doing what I'm supposed to do. I dedicate myself. I'm good to people. I'm honest. I'm hardworking. I've got a firm handshake. I don't snake anybody. God likes me. Who doesn't have everything they want? I really believe the universe will give anyone anything they want if they actually fucking want it.
I've seen people make excuses for why they'll never have it and not get it, but I've never seen anybody who just wakes up, shuts up, works, and not get it. I did it. I didn't have food, and I was a world champion. How did you fail so massively? How can you lack motivation? You're 22 at the height of your capabilities, the height of your energy. It is Friday. Are you making money? What are you doing? Oh, there's this band. I really want to see this band. Bro, they're ripping out your throat in real time. You're bleeding out. Fight. Fight back. I don't have motivation. You're a loser. You are a loser. If you do not win, you lose. What do you call someone who loses? A loser. I don't feel motivated. You have to do it anyway because it's your duty to do it because you don't want to be a fucking loser. If you felt like doing it all the time, then there would be no magic to it. The magic is that you do it regardless of how you feel. If you are at home and you're not yet as successful as you want to be, if you don't have your life in exactly the place you want it, if you still feel trapped, whether it's financially or some other way, you wake up and you must be dreaming of freedom. But when your eyes open, after the disappointment, swallow the disappointment, take a minute and look around you and say, I deserve more than this. But then what's the important point? You must begin to work. No excuses.
Do you want to be a bitch today? Do you want to feel like a little bitch? Do you want to walk around all day knowing that you could, but you didn't?
You can't just stay in the same spot and do the same things that you've always done and expect to get a different result. You've got to take action. We don't understand the human requirement in the miracles of God. We walk away with praise to God, but absolve ourselves of human responsibility. Just because you're spiritual doesn't mean you get to pray and stay at home. I'm just going to watch TV and hit the remote control. You'll never get to better if you don't get on the road. If you don't move, you're going to die. And don't act like God has failed you when you have failed to move.
To be a hero, you have to suffer. If you're suffering, even if you're a normal guy with a normal job and you're suffering at your job, or you're heartbroken because your girl left you or whatever, if you're suffering, that's part of your hero's journey. If you want to be a superhero in life, you need to understand that for 80% of the movie, you're going to suffer. And when your life is that way, you have a chance to grow into something fantastic, and you should thank God for every difficult thing he puts in your path. We are living movie scripts. Why? Because we have bravery. Most men sit there and wonder why they're depressed because you don't get to live a movie. You're not the main character of anything because you were afraid your entire life. You've lived like a coward your whole life. And then you wonder why you're depressed. I'd be depressed if I was you. I'd rather go to jail as me than live free as you. Because when you're free, you can't even do anything. You can't go where you want, you're broke. You can't have sex, girls don't want you. You can't speak because no one listens. You're more in jail than I ever was. My mind is free. I'm allowed to think what I want to think and say what I want to say. They have thoughts and they go, don't know if I should say that. You should be too ashamed to be a coward. Where's your shame? Well, we destroy that, right? We destroy that even in schools with men and stuff. I'll tell you something. My brother can shame me into doing something. Shame works for men sometimes. I say to men all the time, men come to me and say, I can't get a girlfriend. I say, it's because you're a loser. Come to me and prove to me you're not a loser. I will shame him, and he will react to it, and his life will improve. But now we have men with no shame. And then we wonder why we have a whole bunch of cowards. Cowardice is always the easy choice, but you should feel too much shame to take it. There is one path to happiness, and that is masculine strength, and that is eating pain for breakfast and becoming a better person. The flavor of life is pain. Accept the flavor and learn to love it. That's the only path to genuine competence and happiness within yourself as a man.
Name a single attribute for masculinity which is going to come from a place other than trauma or pain.
Some people are so basic and so vaporous and so thin that ChatGPT could talk the same kind of garbage they talk. Unless you have some suffering to anchor to, how can you have any kind of personal brand at all? But what would I talk about? I have a fast car. But the coolest thing about me having a fast car is I grew up with absolutely nothing. The coolest thing about me having a fast car is that they tried to take it off me and threw me in a dungeon. The coolest thing about me having a fast car is when I get back in it after they failed to seize it off me when I was on an Interpol red notice for garbage. That's the cool part of it. Yeah. Go suffer and tell people all the lessons you learn along the way, and people will respect you knowing that you've been through something which is difficult. The reason we all watch the big boxing match and have so much respect for the men who get in there is because it's scary to do. Respect lies on the other side of fear. So people are going to respect you if you do things that they'd be scared to do themselves.
Perhaps my whole life is not about trying to find comfort, it's trying to find challenges, and it's trying to find stories. Even in jail, my brother and I kept saying this is probably the best story, one of our best ever stories. If you were to say to me right now, Andrew, do you want to spend a year living in comfort and flying around the world and sleeping with girls and doing whatever, or do you want to spend a year in a jail in Mongolia? I'd probably choose the jail. Maybe I'm nuts, but for me, it's all about the challenges. It's not about the comforts. That's what I'm interested in, and I want to have stories to die with. There's a lot of people who complain about the bad things that happen in their life, not understanding that without the bad things, you'd have no life at all. You need all of the bad things. You need the mental struggle. You need to go through things which you regret. If you've never regretted any action you've ever taken, how can you sit and make a intelligent decision for the future? You need to sit and say, well, I felt the sting of regret for X. I don't want to feel the sting of regret for Y. And that's what life is all about. People think that life is just the good times, and this is the massive misconception.
I was broke for the longest time, and that's when I actually became the person I am. I don't think money changes you. I think money amplifies you.
You need all of the character building, bad times, being broke. You need all that before you're rich. The worst thing that can happen to you is you get rich at 19.
Life as a man is pretty shit, and you're going to feel shit for a pretty large percentage of the time. But you're only going to ever escape that if you just perform regardless. As a man, you can't say, I will perform when I feel good. It doesn't work that way because our heads are too complicated and life's too complicated. There's too much stress and too much pressure. You have to be the kind of person who says, I perform regardless.